Hello there and benvenuto to Gazzetta, our special highlights of the 92-93 season in Serie A. In this look back at the best of our coverage, we'll be seeing the incredible race for last season's title, at Paul Gascoigne's first year in Italy, at the year's best and most spectacular goals, and naturally enough, at the lighter side of what's probably the most intense football league in the world, all of which is sponsored by Carlsberg Export. Right, well, let's kick off our journey into the foreign world of calcio with a special introductory Italian lesson. Beats lingua phone, eh? Right, well, in the 92-93 season, one team were expected to dominate all the others, AC Milan, after they'd added Gigi Lentini and Jean-Pierre Papin to the likes of Baresi, Van Basten et al. And as the season got underway, it turned out the predictions weren't far wrong.
Milan president Silvio Berlusconi spent the summer shopping. In the quest for his dream of the Italian League and European Champions Cup double, the media magnate had spent over £30 million. On the opening day at the San Siro, the visitors were Foggia.
Massaro. Lentini. Massaro now. Oh, goal! Went in off Grandini, the fullback. And with all their expensive players, it takes a substitute to unlock Bosch's defence. And a left-back who's never scored a goal in the Serie A to give Milan the lead, just short of the hour mark.
Milan city rivals Inter had a disastrous start, losing 2-1 to new boys Udinese. Two other title contenders, Sampdoria and Lazio, met at the Luigi Ferrari Stadium. Paul Gascoigne wasn't yet match fit, but there was a new star waiting in the wings, striker Beppi Signori. He scored 2 in 3 minutes, but it wasn't enough to give Lazio victory. Jugovic found the net spectacularly, and the game eventually ended 3-3. Lazio remained unbeaten for the next month, and in week 4, Gazzetta finally made his debut in the 1-1 draw with Genoa. Juventus also started well, with Gianluca Vialli impressive, and there was a debut goal for David Platt in Juve's draw with Genoa. Milan looked decidedly shaky at Pescara. At one point, they trailed 4-2, but they were saved by a hat-trick from Marco van Basten. 7 days later, Atalanta visited the San Siro. Massaro gave Milan the lead, and van Basten made the points safe. Then came 2 of the performances of the season. At Fiorentina, the home side had led, but they ended up the game shell-shocked.
Here's Van Basten. Oh, it's all over now, surely. Van Basten. That's 7. Smiles all around because they'll be talking about this performance in Florence for months and months.
Van Basten to Lentini, and a great pass there. Still Lentini. Simone! 10 minutes to go, and it's 5-3 to Milan. And the substitute, Marco Simone, brings a smile to the face of Fabio Capello.
After defeated Inter in week 7, Juventus bounced back with 3 wins on the trot. Juve's Roberto Baggio was inspirational, hitting 4 goals against Udinese. After a 2-0 win at Parma, Milan had gone a record 42 games without defeat. Next stop on their travels, Naples.
Tarantino's had a wretched afternoon trying to keep Van Basten quiet. Here's Albertini, Van Basten! Oh, while Tarantini was busy arguing with the referee, he forgot about Van Basten as well. Oh, Mauro gives it to Van Basten. That's cruel. That really is cruel. It's the first time Marco Van Basten has scored 4 goals in an Italian Serie A game.
Van Basten's form cost the Napoli coach Claudio Ranieri his job. But with Milan at the top of the table, Fabio Capello's was as secure as it could get. Over the next fortnight, Serie A was dominated by a series of local derbies, starting at the San Siro.
It's a flowing move here from Milan. Van Basten now. Lentini. Oh, what a goal! Fabulous goal by Lentini. De Agostini with a shot. Oh, what a goal! Oh, what a mistake by Antonioli. De Agostini, well, it seemed such a tame shot, and it just spun away from the goalkeeper. Oh, that was a dreadful lapse in concentration by young Antonioli.
Schifo, first touch let him down. Mussi, Casagrande. Sordo, 1-0! Vialli, oh, he's free this time. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Venturino, goal! Deep in injury time at the end of the game. Still goalless then. Carnevale. Hessler, who's roamed creatively for Roma. Trying to get the better of Gascoigne. Carnevale now. Grigucci's missed it. Giannini! 1-0. Signori will take the free kick. Gascoigne, yes, he's got it! His first goal for Lazio comes 3 minutes from the end of the Rome derby.
A great day for Gascoigne, but not for Juventus. In Turin, with Milan leading 1-0, Vialli had the chance to equalise with a last-minute penalty, but Rossi pulled off a superb double save. Back in Rome, Dino Zoff's Lazio were on a roll.
Signori, and always the threat that they'll get caught again. Inter, Signori, who has pace and he has finish. Bursting clear, and another one. Oh, that's another fabulous goal. That's 13 now for Signori this season. And they just simply could not contain his speed off the mark. And that stunning finish.
Signori then in unstoppable form, as he was for most of the season. A week later, it was Milan's turn to visit the Stadio Olimpico, but this time, Roma were the hosts.
Bullet. Now Tassotti. Bullet again. Deep little pass set from Tassotti, and a spanking drive by Ruud Gullit. What a goal! Oh, fabulous strike by Gullit.
A good start for the new year then for the leaders. Despite an injury to Marco van Basten, the team was still winning. By the halfway stage, they stood 8 points clear of Inter. However, in the next 2 away games, Milan looked far from champions. At Foggia and Atalanta, their unbeaten record remained intact thanks to one man, goalkeeper Sebastiano Rossi, who saved a penalty in both matches. He'd now saved his last 3. Despite the 2 draws, Milan's lead over Inter had increased to 9 points. And with that kind of cushion, the champions could afford to express themselves a little.
Ivani was popping up all over the field in the early stages. Chested down by Massaro! Oh, cracking goal by Massaro! Great start by Milan, and a quality finish by Massaro. It goes Papan! Oh. Breathtaking football, and what a finish by Papan.
I think this is another one of those Milan masterclasses we're seeing this afternoon.
Off goes Papan. Walker is with him. Papan got the better of him, and arrives in number 4. 2 for Papan, 2 for Latini, and Milan's dominance is complete.
Just days later, Milan suffered their first defeat in any competitive match in nearly a year, when they lost 2-0 to Roma in the semi-final first leg of the Coppa Italia. Suddenly their air of invincibility was shaken, and 4 days later, Paul Gascoigne's Lazio posed another stern test. Jean-Pierre Papin opened the scoring with a superb strike. The game looked dead when Aaron Winter headed an own goal to make it 2-0 to Milan, but Lazio came back strongly. Gascoigne pulled a goal back, and then defender Cristiano Bergordi snatched a point for the home side with his first goal of the season. Second place Inter failed to capitalise, surrendering a first half lead to Roma. However, fresh hope was just round the corner.
Asprilla will take it. Oh, what a free kick! That's a brilliant strike by Asprilla. And he's turned this match head over heels.
The unthinkable had finally happened. Milan's first defeat in 58 Serie A games. At last, Inter appeared to have woken up to the fact that they might still have a shot at the title. Goals from Shalimov and Sosa gave Inter the points at Juventus. So 8 games to go and the gap down to 7 points. The lead's still formidable, but not insurmountable, particularly given the identity of their next opponents.
A real zest about Inter's play in their last few matches. And if only they hadn't dropped as many points at home, they've had 5 draws. They could well have been up there challenging with Milan. Now, maybe a chance! And Shalimov came in at the far post. My word, Milan were wavering there. It'll be Sosa with the kick. Chipped in, and a goal! Berti! Approaching the last minute of the first half, and the celebrations from Inter as Nicola Berti, the man who'd only just beaten caution, gives his team the lead. Curta can't afford a mistake. And here's Hullet in space now. A shooting chance. And Hullet scores. It's 1-1. 7 minutes to go. And Milan have pulled it back. The final whistle is blown. The smile on Massaro's face says it all from Milan's point of view. Off goes Savicevic. That's Conte back chasing with him. Whipped it to Simone, and a goal for Milan. Simone. Baggio. Merla ahead of him, released by Baggio. This is Merla, and it's 1-1. Baresi stumbled. Barocchi. Now Dino Baggio. That's good work by him. This is Torricelli. Merla's gone into the middle. Merla! 2-1 Juventus. Classic strike then by Andy Merla. Merla's won it back for Juve. Now Baggio. Brilliant work by Baggio. Sprinting away from Baresi, away from Rossi. Oh, it's such composure shown at the finish by Baggio. Brilliant goal.
Suddenly Inter were back in with a chance. The signing of the Dutch duo, Dennis Bergkamp and Wim Jonk, seemed to inspire their current strike force to even greater heights. The dramatic contrast in fortunes was there for all to see. Milan were without a win in their last 7 Serie A fixtures. Inter, who were unbeaten in 1993, had hit their best form of the season and were starting to believe that they could indeed win the title. But there was a note of worry. Marco van Basten was back, and he didn't wait long to make his presence felt. In Milan's win at Ancona, he rose to head his first goal for 5 months, and the pressure was back on Inter.
here for Ruben Sosa or Shalimov, who's there. Also Schillaci. Testing examination early on of Lazio's defensive qualities. Touched off to Sosa. And the goal! Oh, a stunning start. Zenga celebrates. And Inter are off to a flyer. And a lack of concentration there. Lasagna turned away. Berti. He has Sosa outside him. Here's Sosa now, and Schillaci! It's 2. And the first home goal in Inter's colours for Toto Schillaci.
So with 4 games to go, 4 points the difference, and the title race very much alive. Paul Gascoigne returned from injury as the man in the mask. The fractured cheekbone he sustained on international duty was still a concern to Lazio, but it didn't seem to affect Gazza's form. His teammate Betty Signori was still finding the net. He'd end the season as Serie A's leading scorer. Milan could have done with Signori's firepower in their Week 31 fixture against Roma. The game finished goalless, leaving the door open for Inter.
Branco with a free kick. Panucci! 1-0 to Genoa. Ruben Sosa standing over the ball. He's done it! Oh, they feared the Uruguayan. Bergami. Schillaci. Inter have won it back. This could be dangerous. Schillaci now. Oh, that's a dreadful miss.
A free kick then to Cagliari. Francescoli. Oh, and he's lost the marking here. And Francescoli gives Cagliari the lead. A lack of concentration by Milan at the back. Lentini. Off goes Lentini again. Chance maybe to cross one in. Massaro! And it's 1-1. Great finish by Massaro. Festa going in strongly then on Ivani. And players piling into each other now. It's all very unsavoury. And the referee has sent off Festa and Ivani, to the indignation of Capello.
8 is Maniconi. D'Agostini. Sosa. Still Sosa. 1-0. Forniciari tried to hold him back, but couldn't do so. And Inter's leading goal scorer has done it again. It's a goal that Inter have richly deserved. Although, having said that, for all their domination of midfield and urgency of their play, they haven't had that many chances. But here's another one. Berti, and that is a penalty. This really was a rash challenge by Mancini. Berti was going away from goal and would have struggled to keep that one in play. 1-0 to Inter. Sosa with a penalty. And the referee wants it to be retaken. Yes, what's Schillaci? He was clearly inside the penalty area, but so too was a Foggia defender. Now, will Ruben Sosa's nerve hold? He has to retake the penalty. And misses! Oh! Piagioni. Petrescu. Roy! He's equalised! 3 minutes remaining of the game. And Inter's championship hopes have been punctured by Brian Roy. And Inter are suggesting by the elbow of Brian Roy.
The title all but decided. Inter's only hope being maximum points from their 2 remaining games, 2 defeats from Milan and a playoff. The Italian league is never decided on goal difference. So Milan needed just a point from their final home game against Brescia to secure the title, while Inter faced a difficult trip to Parma. However, they'd been given a psychological boost the previous week after Milan lost the European Cup final to Marseille. Albertini put Milan 1 up in the second half, but relegation threatened Brescia, who were equally desperate for points, drew level. At Parma, Inter failed to make the most of their chances and they fell behind to a goal from Melli. Their despair was complete on 81 minutes. Another defensive error and Stefano Cuoghi ended their title challenge. Back at the San Siro, both teams were clearly happy with a point.
We're now into time added on for stoppages as Milan head towards the championship. Players just accepting the applause of the fans, and that's it. The final whistle has blown and Milan have retained the Italian championship.
So Milan making up for their European Cup disappointment to claim their 13th Italian championship. After a 2-2 draw in Genoa, they ended the season 4 points clear of Inter. Among the top placings, Parma back in the Cup Winners' Cup. Inter, Juventus, Lazio and Cagliari picking up the 4 UEFA Cup places. Despite losing the European Cup final, Milan proved they are the best in Italy.
Working here in Rome at the Football Italia offices, we get a pretty close-up view of Italian football. Magnificent stadia, huge crowds, brilliant play. Some people call it, in fact, the best football in the world. But behind every great success is a great failure, as you'd know if you ever saw our producer. And indeed, behind the skill, sophistication and spectacle of Serie A is an awful lot of something else beginning with S. The Italians have a phrase for it. Mai dire gol, they say, never say goal. And it's to celebrate this other side of the game over here that we've put together this inaugural Worst of Italian Football Awards. Some of it would be familiar in any country. Blind referees, pitiful strikers, depressingly bad haircuts. Some of it, though, is uniquely Italiano. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to don posh frocks and dinner jackets. It's time for one of the year's major sporting spectacles. There's something special in the air, all right, as some of the entertainment industry's most sensitive talents, stars of stage and screen, arrive for a ceremony with a difference. It's time for Mai dire gol. Never say goal. Opening day of the season, lowly Foggia holding mighty Milan goalless. Or perhaps not. Looks of desperation all round after the intervention of one Gualtiero Grandini, or as his teammates learn to call him, Git. Next up, a Turin derby, a game of raw passion and emotion. Check out the goalkeeper's reaction to this. It's every keeper's nightmare. Dying seconds in the local derby, a ball comes in, and here's the midfielder back to help out. Invaluable assistance here from Giorgio Venturini. This is teenager Luigi Sarto, determined to make a scoring debut for Juventus, whatever the cost. Keeper's ball, Sarto's balls up. More mayhem in the Juventus rearguard now. Cola finishing off Torricelli's half-hearted effort. They call Cola Ironfoot, but this goal's got a bit more of the wooden tops about it. Retaining the wood theme, here's Torricelli, Juve's ex-carpenter, with a solo effort. The boy's learning. Cagliari must be thankful he's given up the day job. We all make mistakes, believe me, but there's something spookily deliberate about this effort. Next up, Udinese Roma, the corner, the goal. Rizzitelli spreads his arms in a proud look-no-hands gesture. And with good reason. It's Cervoni's ball, plus Rizzitelli's groin, and a rebound any man would be proud of. Next, into the twilight zone with Aaron Winter. He's got everything covered until the last minute, really, here. It's mine, it's mine. Did I turn the gas off? Ah, the skill of it all. Here, a carefree shot from Seno, skipped merrily into the net by Desideri. Nice to see the boys enjoying themselves. With hey nonny nonny, and that's an own goal. Antonio Nobile with a glorious diving header. They claim Pescara players have been paid to lose games. Give that man a raise. Renato Buzo now in another tragic case of a forward-turned defender. Sadly, right idea, but wrong end by Renato. Must be regretting leaving Rene in that double act. Time for our first winner, and it's Ruggero Rizzitelli. After much soul-searching, our judges gave it to clever Dick Rizzitelli for this season's most inventive own goal. What will he have said to the goalie at full time? Or, for that matter, to his wife? Sittings off Ward, take 99.
The Roman Forums. It was here that so many years ago Julius Caesar turned to his companions and said, "Et tu, Brute," while they stabbed him to death. They certainly gave him a good send-off, which brings me, coincidentally enough, to our next selection of actions: sendings off and foul play. Two things guaranteed to inflame that fiery Latin temperament.
First up then, or first off really, Luca Lozardi of Lazio. Ignore Gascoigne and Alamau, just like the referee did in fact, and keep your eyes on the very hairy number 5 on the left of your screen now. Please accept this red card with our compliments. Gaza again, but this time no teammates to distract the ref. And in fact it is a red card. Paul later claimed he hardly touched the other player, but that's sheer modesty, as this judo throw had half the Hong Kong film industry jamming Gaza's phone. His first ever expulsion, in fact, and what a magnificent effort it was. Players running from all over the field to share in the moment. Here's Crivero with an affectionate hug. There's congratulations from the Genoa players and a clip round the ear from Giuseppe Signori. Now, Walter Zenga's wonderful world of water sports, a wet pitch and some precision fouling, and hey presto, you'll never walk again. An early bath awaits the already drenched Zenga, rewarded for doing his goalie duty with an intoxicating cocktail of grace, accuracy and extreme violence. Another goalkeeper now, Zanetti of Roma. Now, unfortunately, you can't take a kick while the ball's already moving. The referee whistles and tells him to take it again. Zanetti feels the camera's on him, gets a bit cocky. All right there, mate, yeah, is it? But the referee doesn't actually appreciate this, and looky here, produces a yellow card. Zanetti, not knowing when to stop, starts applauding sarcastically, and it's a red card, and off you go. Tragic loss of the referee's sense of humour in the face of a fine piece of method sarcasm. Yet another goalie now, Gianluca Pagliuca. One tap, and it's a clear multiple fracture for Karl-Heinz Riedler. Is Pagliuca an initiate in some bizarre oriental pressure point technique? Or could the German be making a meal of it? Rare sight now, a manager heading for the showers. Ottavio Bianchi with a word too many to one of the few men in Serie A bolder than he is. And from the same game, Sinisa Mihajlovic. Bit of one-on-one, and a good clip round the ear for you, matey. Not the only expulsion for Mihajlovic, as you can see. He may have been having some problems with his left foot this season, but he's still deadly enough with his left hand. Hey-ho, it's Mihajlovic again, this time with the right elbow. He'll take out his man by any means necessary, old Sinisa. So cool, so calm, so collected. In front of 50,000 fans and the referee, Mihajlovic calmly takes him out. Another job well done. Next, Gianluigi Lentini on the gallop. Shakes off one obstacle. Oh, but it's 4 faults at Luigi Garzia. Garzia discovers he's won the Miss World competition. And Captain Giannini distracts the referee with some excellent Wurzel Gummidge impressions. Passionate protest from Rome, and of course the irony is that Garzia never touched Lentini, as the replay shows. But a quiet night in with the telly for Garzia. Next up, Marco Lana. Not too much to earn a red card here. They certainly don't build strikers the way they used to. The merest hint of the contact and his Achilles tendon in 3 bits. But as we saw in the own goal section, Ruggiero Rizzitelli of Roma is made of more manly stuff. And Lana needs a stiffer challenge, if you will, to handle his man here. Still, he's more than up to the job. Now sparks flying between feisty Faustino Asprilla and naughty Nicola Berti. Sportsmanship soundly the victim here. It's handbags at 10 paces for these two warriors. It's not big and it's not clever, says an unimpressed referee, whose dad is bigger than both of them put together anyway. So the winner, a tough decision for our judges, but for sheer exhilarating dramatic content, it has to be the Lentini dive and Garzia's near nervous breakdown and chicken walk getting the honours. Great Miss Award, take 153.
Yep, the odd gnome or two, and it'd be perfect. La Fontana di Trevi, the Trevi Fountain. For me, one of Rome's most beautiful sights. Certainly, if you were to come to Rome and not see this, well, that'd be a great miss. Well, funnily enough, that's the subject of our next section. Great misses, a selection of shots that went astray.
Juventus again, and this is what we call Row F football, because that's where this ball is headed. Someone up in the upper tier, second seat from left, has had their popcorn knocked over, and it's enough to convert Paolo Di Canio to Islam. Now, Roma-Juventus. Roberto Muzzi. He's on his own. He takes it round the keeper. He panics. A nice piece of work, but finally under unfinished business. Ball at feet, heart in mouth. Hands on head. Giuseppe Signori now, but keep an eye instead on the keeper's impression of an ant on acid. It's all too much for Signori. You wouldn't expect Signori to have missed that one, but there's worse to come. Here's Calcio's golden boy, Roberto Baggio, going ballistic. He's famous for his ponytail, but this is just plain pony. Next up, Genoa's Johnny van Schip, a name increasingly mispronounced after this memorable moment. More problems here for OF, upper tier, second seat from left. Nice build-up work here from Dejan Savicevic. And here's the world's most expensive footballer. That rustling sound is Milan looking for the receipt. £13 million he costs. Just thought I'd mention it. A rare boo-boo now by Ruud Gullit. One of the world's most dangerous players on balls like this, usually. Still one of the greats, and Gullit apparently heading off to Bayern Munich for next season. Daniel Fonseca here in a priceless move that combines elements of all the greatest players. Watch it again, there's the control of Pele, the slalom of Maradona, the finishing of Douglas Bader. Surprise, surprise now for Massimo Agostini of Ancona, rudely awakened from his goalmouth reveries. His mind fills with questions. Where did that come from? And more to the point, where did it go to? It's lucky they haven't built row F, upper tier, second seat from left at Ancona. Next, Fiorentina's favourite foreigner, German Stefan Effenberg. That's what a square head will do for you, Jerry. Achtung goalie. He misses the goal, but makes friends with the keeper anyway. And with a typically Teutonic sense of discipline, demands a spanking. All great misses, but there could only ever be one winner in this section. Serie A's leading talent at creating nothing out of something, Darko Panchev. The master. So many moments of Macedonian magic to savour. Treasures like this. And this. Would you believe it? Forget row F, this one's heading for the car park. That was a stroke of bad luck. Oi, buy my popcorn! Darko Panchev against the keeper. There can be only one winner. Comedy Award, take 426.
This, of course, is the Stadio Olimpico, inside of which Lazio and Roma play all of their home games. Outside of the Stadio is an extraordinary collection of fascist statues which date back to Mussolini's day, and I wonder what he's up to. Still, underneath that seems as good a place as any to introduce our comedy section, a collection of trips, slips, body checks and hacks, which include the world's greatest ever no penalty decision by a referee. See for yourself.
First up, or first down actually I should say, Julio Cesar, tall, fast Brazilian, and somewhere back in the distance as Maurizio Gantz puts the ball in the net. A case of et tu shoelaces for Cesar here, and Maurizio Gantz more than happy to twist the knife. Now a refereeing curiosity, Genoa versus Pescara. Igor Dobrovolsky booked for charging the free kick. Fine. But then here again, booked for diving. Dobrovolsky cringing in anticipation as the referee raises first the yellow card, then serious questions about his memory as no red card appears. Dobrovolsky stayed on. Now what is Massimo Mauro up to with this? Quite clearly the worst back pass of the season. Here we go. Straight to the one man you wouldn't want a back pass to go to, Marco van Basten. Classy stuff, all right. He bends the ball nicely around his own defender to give Marco van Basten all the time necessary to beat the keeper. 5-1, Napoli lost this game to Milan. Now for that extraordinary no penalty decision. Keep your eye on the centre of your screen as the Brescia player wipes out his opponent right in front of the referee, but no penalty. Generally, when they say that referees need eyes in the back of their head, they assume they'll have a pair in the front as well. More referee action here. Ooh, what a nice body check, sir. Stunned Astley player still manages to scramble up, make the telling pass, and hey presto, a goal. And the centre forward announces he is in fact an aeroplane. Ref with the body check. And then here, a nice deco on the pass, takes 3 defenders with him. Right, Udinese versus Foggia now, and tragedy strikes with the unexpected involvement of a passing member of New Zealand's All Blacks. Fine tackle again from him. Takes him out, not even time to apologise, just a quick look and touch my daughter again, and it won't be a kneecap. Now Atalanta versus Brescia, and keep your eye on that last Atalanta defender. And he's gone too early. Look of disgust on the goalkeeper's face. Heck of a time to throw a dummy. Right, one of the strangest incidents of the season, the invasion of Pagliuca's goal by a swarm of bees on heat. In comes the Sampdoria president, but his entreaties go unrewarded, as do the antics of the have-a-go hero from row F. You know the one. There's always one at every game, and he's usually sitting right behind you. He's got a scarf, and he's going to use it. Luckily, there is a beekeeper in the house, and with some more modern technology, they capture the swarm. A final look, though, at how things were done when bees were bees and Sampdoria fans lived in caves. Yep, that scarf method's certainly a winner. As indeed is the referee in this game. Inter versus Foggia, and a blatant foul by number 15, Tramed Sani. No doubts about this at all, and of course it won an immediate red card. The only problem is the red card went to number 3, De Agostini. Well, they all look the same to me, says the ref. He went and checked with a linesman, but unfortunately chose one on the other side of the field, 60 metres away, and De Agostini goes off for somebody else's foul. As Bagnoli puts it, surely you're mistaken, referee. Well, another tough decision for our judges, this one, but after nursing aching ribs, the vote went with that immensely ill-advised back pass by Massimo Mauro. Van Basten really has no need of help like this. A 5-1 loss, as we say, by Napoli that day to Milan, and it took a nice chair barbecue to cheer the fans up. Crazy Keeper Award, take 1033.
Later then, always wants tickets. The Vatican and St. Paul's, the world's smallest country and the world's biggest cathedral, a centre of pilgrimage for people from all over the world. They come here in their millions to pray forgiveness for their sins, and it's a sure bet that on Mondays the place is especially packed with goalkeepers, because as you'll see from our next bits of film, some of them sure have a lot to be forgiven for.
Yes, goalkeepers, you've got to love them, though, livening up dull encounters like Rome Pescara with action like that. Sometimes being a keeper, all about making people happy. And indeed, Antonio Nobile and Giovanni Cervoni bring us a little sunshine. As does Alessandro Manini, in fact, here making Ancona's day. He'd have put his head in his hands, but he'd have dropped it. Clearly a man who loves a near-post ball, Manini. Can I have another go, ref? Yeah, all right. Oh, he's missed it again. Right, more from that 5-1 disaster, Napoli-Milan now. Panic the word for Galli. Taking dithering to galactic levels here. Watch the replay as Galli sees Van Basten approaching. The excitement is all too much. Head, chest, knees. Whoopsie-daisy. Funny old things, motor reflexes. Galli in the dock again. It's a fair cop, Gov. Let's review the evidence. Guilty as charged. Ooh. Oh dear, this is Francesco Mancini having a bit of a mare against Brescia. And the problems continue at the other end. Foggia defends in Keystone Cops mode. One man tries to keep it out, but the goalkeeper sees to that. 5 Foggia defenders in the shot here and on the transfer list the next morning. Right, this next one is famous, the Milan-Inter derby. Milan up by 1 goal. Time for some rock-solid defending. Nicola Berti plays Mr. Sensitive. After all, it could have happened to anyone. But Antonioli, it happened to you. Bit happening to other keepers as well. Here's Walter Zenga against Parma, making a ham of that one. Alessandro Melli with a textbook shot. Pity Walter Zenga doesn't have the answer book. No excuses whatsoever for this. A strong contender for the title, Valerio Fiori. An understandable, if unsuccessful, attempt to hide in the grass. Despite a good Catholic upbringing, Fiori fails to keep his legs together and pays the price. Insultingly poor, whichever angle you look at it from that one, the mistake which earned Fiori a transfer. Now, it is a genuine fact that Parma actually trained playing basketball. Something which you may feel has its negative side. How about this for a slam dunk? Well, now here's Giulio Nucciari, the man nominally taking over from Pagliuca, who's injured at Sampdoria. A fascinating example of brain-feet coordination, this, from the reserve. Feet, feet, brain to feet, feet, are you there? Feet, oh, beam me up. Nucciari again now, living up to his motto, they shall not pass, except they do. Close control with his left foot, a deft pass with his right. As Nucciari's parents are always saying, where did it all go wrong? Now, as we reach the end of this millennia, an identity crisis for Mario Yelpo of Cagliari. Am I a midfielder? Ooh, am I a rugby player? His teammates have the answer. You're a git. Now, Sebastiano Rossi with a fresh take on an old cliche. Look, Ma, no feet. An effort that most definitely is not top of the world. And the winner by a massive majority was Sampdoria's reserve keeper Giulio Nucciari for his wonderful footwork.
By now, you should have had a chance to get to grips with those footballing expressions from Italian Football Lesson Part 1. If not, I'm afraid it's already time for Italian Football Lesson Part 2.
92-93 marked the start of Gazzetta Football Italia, but it also saw the arrival of one Paul Gascoigne in Italy, the most eagerly awaited player here since Maradona. Paul had much to prove and much to overcome at Lazio, often as busy off the field as he was on it. This is our look back at his first season in Serie A. This is the moment when Paul Gascoigne officially set foot in Italy for the first time as a Lazio player. The start of an extraordinary season, even by Gazza's outrageous standards. After 17 months out of action because of the most famous knee injury in British history, his first battle was to prove to Lazio coach Dino Zoff that he was ready to play in the world's best football league. The fans needed no convincing, but Paul got straight down to some serious work at the Maestrelli training ground. Lazio started the season well enough without Paul in the team, but the pressure was on Zoff. When would Gazza make his debut?
At the moment everything's okay, I'm just looking forward to the match against Genoa. Well, you know, I've made Zoff tea, I've cleaned his shoes, I've cleaned his boots, I've done everything he wants in for training. He wants us to do, I've worked hard, I've done everything. And if that still doesn't work, I'm going on a seafood diet. And every bit of food I see, I'm going to eat the lot.
That threat did the trick, and Paul Gascoigne made his Serie A debut at the Stadio Olimpico on Sunday the 27th of September 1992 against Genoa.
Riedler might get there. Now here's Gascoigne. Oh, Gascoigne is trying to find a way through. Just a glimpse of Paul Gascoigne's greatness. I'm sure the Lazio fans enjoyed this as Gascoigne made his way to goal. Gascoigne. Oh, Bortolazzi really caught him.
All right, I played on Sunday, I made my debut. Tough game, I hurt my knee. But they were saying I flashes through my head that my football was over. I have no doubt my football wasn't over. I just hit a nerve. I don't think I've done that bad, considering I've been out for 17 months. The crowd, for me, was really incredible. You know, they can't expect. I know I'm one for always pushing myself for better things, but you know, Italian football is different. They're really, really fit, and I think, you know, I need 3 or 4 or 5 more games, then I will be ready. Until then I don't think people should judge me.
After another appearance in Lazio's 5-2 win against Parma, this is how Gazza felt about his form and fitness.
Right, guys, here I am. No more about, will his knee stand the test? No more about this. Is he fit enough? Okay, I'm fit enough, my knee's perfect, I'm ready. And I'm back.
His next big test was a trip to the San Siro to play reigning champions Milan.
On Sunday, you know, people say I look tired again, but it wasn't a look tired. I think it's because I played a very, very, very strong team in Milan, biggest teams in the world. I think the first half, we give them too much respect. The second half, we seem to get on top of it, but I think if you go to Milan and you score 3 goals at their place, you expect at least 1 point.
By this time, Gazza had already become a favourite of the Lazio fans, but he had one more test to pass before he could acquire heroic status, the Rome derby.
The derby, I think, yeah, in Rome is one of the biggest in the world, if not is the biggest. Roma versus Lazio. You know, they never stop talking about it all day, all night, you know, wherever they go. So I'm finding it hard to go out, so I'm just sitting in the house for a week. I've been going out and people have been stopping the cars, shouting, beeping the horns. It's incredible. Going restaurants, you know, and all they want to talk about is the derby. So hopefully we can win, because for me, and I'm not just saying this Sunday is like life or death. And hopefully after Sunday I'm still alive.
Carnevali now. Grigucci's missed it. Giannini, 1-0. Signori will take the free kick. Gascoigne, yes, he's got it! His first goal for Lazio comes 3 minutes from the end of the Rome derby. The saviour has saved Lazio.
This reason I was in tears before, because I've never been so crap scared or so frightened if we didn't win or draw. I've never ever felt like that before, ever, in a football match. I've never went out and thinking, you know, well, you know, if we get beat, it's always the next one. They don't even think about the next match here. And after the game, I just sat down and I said, I don't want to play in another derby.
But a week later, Paul was back playing and doing this to Pescara. After Christmas, all went relatively quiet on Planet Gascoigne. That is, until the end of January, when this happened. Burbgate provoked a blizzard of headlines and outraged comment which blew as far as the Italian Parliament. This time, Paul knew he'd gone too far.
It just seems every time Lazio play live on TV in England, I never get to get a game. I'm always injured, or, you know, I haven't been fit enough. Then, as you can see, I've been dropped, and no doubt if you've seen me little belch on the TV, you know, just a joke, but some people taking the wrong ways, like the MP seemed to have a go over here. Maybe he was just lacking a bit of publicity of himself, or was someone else earning a little bit of publicity off my back. But no problem, Lazio are fully behind us. We've talked and they've said, don't worry, just get on with your football.
Lazio let Paul know it was time for him to take his football seriously.
Bread rolls now, I have to tell you what's really fattening is bread rolls, and what I've sorted, cheers. Well, I've sort of cut down off the bread rolls because I've been complaining, I have been drinking too much. Cheers. They said wine's really good for you, but I mean, I try to cut down a lot on it. But sometimes, you know, when I do celebrate, I like to have a glass of water or something when I do celebrate. But things I've really, really hate is gherkins. I've really gone off gherkins, you know. Melstein always said that, cheers, you know, to bother me because they really do you no good whatsoever in Italian football.
Any sane person would have thought that Paul had courted enough controversy for one season. But don't you believe it? Cue the return game against Genoa.
I didn't really make contact with the guys, especially what people were saying. You know, the old Gascoigne's future in doubt again. I think I haven't done too bad considering what people expect of me. Red card every week. First red card in, what was it, 7 months or so, so I'm really pleased.
By this time, a delighted Paul had settled down nicely in Italy and had taken up residence in this spacious villa to the north of Rome. But the pressure never lets up in Italian football, and soon he faced his next hurdle, the home game against Milan, at a time when local rivals Roma had ended the champions' unbeaten run.
The atmosphere is starting to build up, and not only that, they beat Milan on Wednesday, you know, 2-0, and now the atmosphere is really starting to build up. You can hear it. And the pressure's back on Lazio, I think, to get the result against Milan on Sunday, because if we don't, then I think it could be riots.
Lazio due down. Here's Fuser. And they waited for the offside flag. It never came. Gascoigne, that's going to count.
That was Gazza's third goal in Italy, and by now he had started to get really accustomed to the Italian way of life. The joined-up handwriting was coming along nicely too.
It's good now that I can get by with the Italian now, especially the football-wise, that I can speak to the players in Italian, telling them, you know, pushing them and getting to go right and left like them with me. At first it was difficult, as they were telling us to go right and I was going left, and the player was getting it through and scoring. I think that's one of the reasons why we didn't win too many games at first. I wasn't walking my man properly. Well, Lazio are fourth in the league at the moment, and the team that's third is Atalanta. We play Atalanta this week, and it's going to be a very, very tough match. Well, hopefully Signori get a goal, and obviously myself, and that we put in a great performance and soft happy at the end of the game.
Signori. Gascoigne!
April saw a special treat for Gazzetta viewers as Paul took us on a trip to the barbers.
Ciao.
Paul's new haircut, though, failed to protect him from the attention of Jan Wouters and his flying elbow in the international against Holland. The cheek injury required an operation, and no football meant a spot of trout fishing in Hertfordshire.
I felt sharp, I felt good, I was doing the right thing. And all of a sudden, 4 minutes ago, I got an elbow in the face. I can't remember much of it, I just remember getting up for it, which come on the side of me face, you know. A bit disappointed because I felt dizzy. My jaw felt very, very sore, and I couldn't really take any much part in the game, you know.
Despite already sporting the scars from his operation, Paul wasn't too cautious with the local Roma supporting wildlife. But Lazio could wait no longer, and soon Paul returned to the field against Ancona, inspired by a natty piece of face furniture.
I trained with it the day before the game, and everything went well. It felt comfortable. Yeah, the game went fantastic. The third goal got a little bit of praise for this. Beat a few players, and I reckon I could have took it on myself, but if the keeper had saved it, then you know, they were still in with a chance with 2-0.
Lazio qualified for the UEFA Cup, but disaster was to follow after England's performance in Norway.
After the game, Graham Taylor didn't really say anything. I felt sorry for him because we didn't perform the 2 games. We didn't perform well, and I felt that we all let him down. But I've enjoyed my first season in Italy. It's been an experience, and I've learned a lot.
Paul Gascoigne managed 4 goals in his first season back in professional football, 4 of the many scored last year in Serie A. Here's our selection of the very best of them.
Udinese trying to find a way through. Now here's a chance for Balbo. 1-0 with 20 minutes left. It's a crucial strike for Balbo. And look how the ball was funneled through. He only had 1 chance. 4 minutes left. Rosito calling for the ball in the middle. Here he is! Rosito scores! And the marking once again by Inter is very, very dubious.
Now Piacentini, supported by Gazzetta. Now Hessler. Always looking to tease and embarrass defenders, Hessler, and that's a cracking goal. Oh, fabulous strike by Hessler. Now Dole with Gascoigne. Easing it through to Victor. Fouzer, shooting chance for him. What a strike by Fouzer. It's 3-2. Oh, fantastic goal.
Oh, that really is a fabulous goal, but it was the football beforehand as well. Fouzer actually played a big part in it, picking the ball up and starting the move off initially, and ends up hitting an unstoppable 20-yarder there, or 25-yarder. That actually screamed into the net.
And the clearance up in search of Asprilla, who's very quick, and maybe quicker here than Des Walker. That's a goal for Asprilla. 4 minutes into the second half, and he was simply too quick then for Des Walker.
Sama ducked out of that challenge. Now here's Datari. Can he lift the ball out of the water? Oh, yes he can! Oh, that's a special goal. No wonder they're celebrating, and made all the more difficult because of the poor conditions which have been the enemy of skill. But this is a great goal by Datari.
Bullet. Now Tassotti. Bullet again. Neat little pass set from Tassotti, and a spanking drive by Ruud Gullit. What a goal! Oh, fabulous strike by Gullit. Well, you write this man off at your peril.
Free kick to Inter. Sosa takes it. Shalimov. Oh, he doesn't score many goals, but this one will count as one of his best since he began playing in Serie A.
Juventus continuing to peg Pescara back, and here's Baggio! They simply had no answer then to the venom of the shot from Baggio.
Signori. Oh, Lazio celebrate a goal at last. They've been outclassed by Napoli for long periods.
Now Signori with the shot charge down. Knocked up for Fuser, and a goal! 9 minutes to half-time, and it's Fuser finishing off in explosive fashion. And the goalkeeper could only get a hand to it. This is Bocodi. Now Boban, good interception by him, finding Papan. Oh, fabulous strike by Papan. Hardly hesitated before smacking the ball in. Now Parma building impressively, and this is Menotti, and that's not a bad effort at all. Oh, Menotti scores from what, 30 yards out, and Parma lead 2-1.
Torino pressing forward again. Poggi, oh, that's a special goal. I don't think the Napoli defenders were expecting this, and I'm not too sure that Poggi was expecting it too once he flicked that ball over his head.
Rijkaard sweeps it wide now then to Albertini. A shooting chance and a goal from Albertini. Right out of the blue, and that has completely stunned the Brescia players. Nobody closed him down, and Albertini has driven Milan in front.
This is Ravanelli, and that's a goal for Ravanelli. He doesn't get a chance to start too many games in the colours of Juventus.
Cagliari looking to turn their supremacy into further goals, and they succeed through Manero. That's goal number 3. He spun away from his marker and right into the far corner.
Baiano, this is Orlando. Oh, and Fiorentina are doing their best to keep out of Serie B. This was a class goal.
Now Mancini has made a forward run here if they can find him. And this is Mancini! Oh, that's a brilliant goal. A truly outstanding finish then by Roberto Mancini, who seemed to have lost his balance and still managed to volley it in. Now Pari for Napoli. This is Jonas' turn. Fonseca ahead of him. And away from the goalkeeper, still Fonseca! And he has scored! Well, he's made such an impact this season so far, Fonseca, and that's a superb goal. Such awareness shown then by the Uruguayan international. Chipping the ball just under the bar.
This one aimed in towards Baggio. That's a lovely turn, and that's a lovely goal. Another goal for Roberto Baggio. And he took that 40-yard pass on his thigh, and the defence were undone. Gascoigne. Still Gascoigne. Oh, that's a great goal. Paul Gascoigne has scored some outstanding goals in his career, but this must rank very high amongst them against Pescara. Tassotti picks out Papin. What a tremendous strike by Jean-Pierre Papin. Had his back to goal, but that didn't stop him trying this audacious volley.
Signori, and always at the threat that they'll get caught again. Inter, Signori, who has pace and he has finish. Bursting clear, and another one. Oh, that's another fabulous goal.
Minardo takes the throw. Peroni. Gans. Peroni again. Oh, I say! The oldest man on the field provides a goal of real class. Licked on by Rijkaard. Oh, what a goal by Lentini! That delicate header by Rijkaard opened up the defence, but that's a splendid finish.
Valla looking to release Baggio, who sold the dummy on the halfway line. Now, can he finish it off here? Still Baggio, and it's there! Marvellous goal by Roberto Baggio. Vialli into the path of Di Canio. Now, is this going to be number 4? Still Di Canio. Oh, coolly done. Di Canio celebrates in style. He hasn't been an automatic choice for Juventus this season, but he's reminding us here of his undoubted quality. 4-1 Juventus. Most of the early pressure then coming in from Napoli. Pollicano on the end of the cross! And a most emphatic header then by Pollicano. 13 minutes gone, and Napoli take the lead. Pollicano with the header. Rather overshadowed so far, young Carini, who is nonetheless an outstanding prospect. And he was called up by Saki for the international squad a couple of matches ago. It goes Papan! Oh. Breathtaking football. And what a finish by Papan. Orlando whipping over the cross towards Batistuta, and it's 2-0. A goal from the Argentine striker, Orlando's cross, and what a header there from Batistuta.
Corner then to Sampdoria. Now they could do with a goal now, and they've got one. Lombardo hasn't scored many times this season, but he'll be delighted with this header now. Rocky had to bring the ball quite a distance before finding Vialli. Platt. Baggio. Platt. Oh, what a goal! That's why they paid £6.5 million.
Centofanti, oh, spectacular effort off the bar. Oh. And a memorable goal by Massimo Agostini. Well, that was a fantastic effort there. And this one was equally so from Agostini. Sama. Bianchi. Now Sama's pass to Sosa. And Sosa! Yes! Sosa scores! Into lead. And the Juventus defence broken at last.
And the danger, of course, is that Parma could catch Juve on the counter thrust. Oh, here's an opportunity. Roberto Baggio. Vialli waiting in the middle. Vialli! We've still got time for a winner, says Vialli. And Juventus feel they just might find a match winner in Gianluca Vialli. Brilliantly volleyed home.
Parma looking to battle their way back into the game. They want the free kick. And here's Aspria. Now he's onto the return pass. Still Aspria. And Melli to slide it in, and it's 1-1. Excellent approach play then by Parma, and in particular from this man, the Colombian star Aspria. Melli to stab it in. Aguilera turned very sharply then. Casagrande, the two combining well. Casagrande now threading it on, and a chance here, and a goal. Musi. 2 minutes gone, and what a cracking start for Torino. Roberto Musi.
Balbo unable to thread it through. That's a lovely turn, Branca. How about that for a splendid finish Udinese, my goodness, they need an encouraging result here.
Well, time now for our final section, and joy of joys, it's a selection from the cutting room floor, brought together because to err is human, to forgive divine, and to need 17 takes for even the simplest of links, well, that's Gazzetta Football Italia.
If that's the case, then Laudrup, Effenberg, Baiano and Battistuta are all going to have to deal with the pressure in a way that they didn't manage last week against Genoa. And again, the Stadio, I nearly had it, and at the Stadio Olimpico, that's not going to be easy. And I'll have to bear in mind that I can't even finish this sentence. One more. Injuries to Ruben Sosa and Dargo Panchev. There's the 3-0 disaster they've just had at Ancona. And above all, there's the news that came this midweek that I've made another mistake. Palmer was getting used to Aprilia, which meant his fast cars, his strange shopping habits, and the group of Colombian journalists that couldn't finish their sentences and were fired. Pasquale Bruno, the animal, the hitman, the man who leaves his opponents needing 10 stitches and probably a good deal of counselling to boot, the man who apparently may soon be descending on our very own Premier League. Well, we all know the man's reputation, but what is the truth like about the public enemy number one? I'm going to kill myself. Okay. David Platt, as usual, will be missing that game. He's still recovering from his knee operation before Christmas. But in the meantime, he's chosen to talk to us about life in Italy and why. I don't have any idea what link I'm going to do. However, here at Sampdoria's training ground at Bogliasco, we spoke to the team's Direttore Sportivo, Paolo Borea, and he told us this. There's a large truck crossing behind you, which will make this link. That magnificent structure is the Stadio Olimpico. Aprilia himself says that he slipped and fell on a bottle getting out of a swimming pool. Colombian journalists say that he injured his leg kicking when he was beaten up by a film crew. These bloody links from him. This is Rome, the capital, of course, of Italy, and a magnificent city whose many treasures include now Paul Gascoigne of the Lazio Football Club. Now, Paul was brought here at great expense, as we know, to be the man who would bring Lazio to the top of the Italian Championship. Come back here. And apart from anything else, bring some fun back to the Italian Football League.
It's James's wages, or it should be.
You ready? Lazio, you. Okay, mister.
This guy is the baldiest man in Italian football. Palazzo, grande. Ciao, this is Football Italia magazine. If you haven't got one, if I was you, I'd go and get one. Because inside is fabulous. There's features on all the top players. There's competitions to come and watch Lazio play, to meet me. And also there's a trip to see, for me, is one of the best players in the world, Ruud Gullit. We all know who Ruud Gullit is. It's a fabulous magazine. It gives you the ins and outs of Italian football. And if you haven't got one, for me, I would think I would go and get one. Is that? Also this week, Italian national team has been playing against Portugal. I won't tell you the result, but it was a very, very good week. Sorry.
That's good, Dave.
Gazzetta Football Italia, Q titles. Ah!
If she does start getting distracted, if you scrape your feet on the ground and give her something to look at. So you're okay, just sit still, she'll be okay. But she probably might look round at the children or something.
The operation, what happened last night?
Well...
Okay. No, you must sit still, otherwise she'll think you're playing, okay?
Right. Sorry. Sorry. I thought that bit is there. Yourself. Look at Stephen says you're getting fed. That's it, no more. But Jane was up in Inter watching. Good. It's all right, good lad. Yeah. And I'm off to hospital tomorrow to do a few things. Sorry. Well, I've had a great day at Broxton Zoo. Really enjoyed my day.
Paradise Wildlife Park. Don't say.
Sorry, that's right. Sorry.
You'll be well in the
Paradise Wildlife Park. Well, I've had a fantastic day at Paradise Wildlife.
No, we stumped him. A long word.
Wildlife Park. Well, I've had a fantastic day at Paradise Wildlife.
Do you want me to write it on a card?
Wildlife Park. Hi.
Paradise Wildlife.
Well, I've had a fantastic day at Wildlife Park. Paradise Wildlife.
Paradise. Stand here, look,
That's
read it
it.
off me back.
Paradise Wildlife Park. Paradise Wildlife Park. Well, I've had a fantastic day at the Paradise Wildlife Park. I've seen all the animals I could want to see. Fantastic day. Well, that's your calling for us now, and I think it's about time I went off and done some training.
So, there you've had it. Gazzetta, our look back at the 92-93 season here in Italy. Spectacle, drama, and I hope entertainment. If you've enjoyed it, remember to catch us every week on Channel 4 during the season. For now, though, arrivederci.